I'm waiting for your 3, 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Steve Henry Show. I am glad you are all here. We have a special guest today. I brought my dog, you know, JB. JB stands for, everybody knows this by now, John the Baptist. And why is that? Well, when I first pulled him out of the womb, he was number 1. We had 3 puppies. He was the number 1. He had a look about him. See that look right there? That's the look I'm talking about right there. Anyway, he's going to ride co-pilot with me today as we navigate the New England clam chowder. And let me tell you something about New England clam chowder, folks, loved ones. I love chowder. I go to a restaurant on Friday night, and that's the first thing I ask. Do you have clam chowder? And if they do, or I'll know ahead of time, of course. I can't find a 10, or maybe an 11 or 12. I can't, but I make one, and that's what you're going to get today. You're going to get a 12. And not only do we make it, right? We do 3 things here at the Steve Henry Cooking Show. We actually educate you on it. There's not much education on the New England clam chowder today. It does come from New England. There's several varieties. Manhattan tries to fondle in with their red version. Not very good, in my opinion. But the New England clam chowder is the bomb. The bomb. So that's what we're going to make today. And I'm going to show you how to make it. And being a connoisseur of this product, it's going to be a 12. And then wait till you see how we present it. It'll be presented like you've never seen it before. Now, a lot of people, I won't say a lot, but a lot, you go to Fisherman's Wharf, you go to Martha's Vineyard. And by the way, I never got, hey, Barack, I never got an invite for that Martha's Vineyard clam chowder on your 60th birthday, which I did hear was pretty good. But again, I think we're going to top that recipe as well, because what we do and how we make it, and you're going to find that out here in just a short bit. But again, how we present it is going to be amazing. You'll never see a presentation like this. Like I said, you might have been at Barack's party, you might have gone to Fisherman's Wharf, you'll see it in a little bread bowl, but you won't see the finished product, so that's going to be kind of cool. I've spent the last few days looking at my competition. I want to know who else is doing a cooking show. You know, Martha, she's a friend of mine. We were in the stock market together back in those days, and what happened to her was heinous, but somebody had to fall, and that's another story for another day. But nonetheless, there's a few others out there, and the one in particular is not just another cooking channel. I'm going to give him a little plug. His name is Stephen Corrado, and he puts out a pretty good show. It's all about production for him. He puts a very clean presentation together, but again, there's no humor, there's no JB. Hey, are you asleep? Is he asleep? There's no JB, there's no presentation. Everybody misses the presentation portion. They make this beautiful chocolate chip cookie, and it looks, oh my God, this chocolate chip cookie is to die for. Well, they just put it on a platter. We'll just bring it out on a platter. We don't do that here. This show is all about presentation at the end. And when you prepare this popular item and then you present it the Steve Henry Show way, you're going to get that wow effect. And that's what we look for here, the wow effect. A few more announcements. You can win every week. I am going to give continually out dollar bills, $100 bills. People ask me, why do you do giveaways on a cooking show? That's kind of stupid. Well, we have a budget called advertising, and I could throw the $100 bill at a wall and probably hit a bullseye maybe 1 million times. I figure if I hit a $100 bill to somebody who really needs it and wants it and respects it and looks forward to it, then that's the best advertising I can give. Somebody's going to say, you know what, there's this show. It's a cooking show. It's a dog show. I don't know what kind of show it is. It's a show where, hey, is that a black eye? Yeah, it is. That fawn has a hell of a left eye hook. I know what you're all thinking. That's not what happened. I'll explain that later. A little makeup here and a little makeup there, but that left hook is not the recipient of a black eye. So I know you're looking at that right now. I can tell, and I'm going to answer that. It's not one of a $100 bill questions, by the way. How do you get his black eye? Well, maybe next week it will be. What else? Oh, I want to give a very special prayer. We have a very regular person that joins us every week, Nicole Lear and her family. She has contracted, or most of the family and herself have contracted, the nasty COVID-19. And I just want to put 200 prayers out there for her and her family, or anybody else that's suffering from that nasty virus. As you know, I had it. It almost killed me. I think Satan had my legs hanging out the window on I-25 northbound going home one day because I thought I was dead. I couldn't breathe. It was that bad. Fawn rushed me to the hospital that morning, and I stayed there 5 days. It's nasty. For those people that say, well, I think I might have had it back in February. No, you would know if you had it back in February, let me tell you. Anyway, our prayers go out to Nicole Lear and her family. I hope you're watching today, Nicole. If you are, God bless you. God bless your family. Hang in there. It is bad. It is is not something to play with. So I'm sure in today's time they've got this remedied somewhat better, but who knows what's going on out there. This is a crazy, crazy time in a crazy world, isn't it? So I've burnt up, I don't know, enough minutes. We're going to go and we're going to watch a clam chowder presentation, education, and the preparation all at once. I'm going to leave my dog here. He's probably asleep. Let's follow me. I'm going to get up and I'm going to scurry into the studio. This is where April hangs out, by the way. If you don't know April, she is going to be taking over a portion of the show's I should say marketing and promotion. You won't get me basically as much, although I still am going to watch everything. We need to expand. We're going to expand. The 4,000 hours hits already. We're waiting for that email from YouTube. Woohoo! We made it, baby. And Dylan, man, if you're watching, I hope that Jeep is working out great for you. I've got the red one here. You can see the red one's going to spin. We're going to spin this just before Halloween. And if you all know me, you know I love Halloween. That's right. So I may dress up as Freddy. You don't know, but I'm going to come to your doorstep with this red Jeep if you are the lucky recipient of that spin. All right, here we go. We are going into live studio. Just make sure my dog doesn't fall off the desk there. And we are back in the live studio here. Look at this prop. This is a heck of a prop, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are serving New England clam chowder. But before we get underway, we've got to give some money away. I am just dying to give some money away. Let's start off with last week's video. If you watched it, and I hope you did, we tossed the waffles and the chicken. Remember chicken and waffles? Kind of that goofy flair of an entree. While goofy as it may be, it turned out to be pretty popular. Waffles and chicken. We tossed it. We put the butter, the apple butter, and we put the maple syrup. We tossed it into what? What did we toss it into? I am going to take the third correct answer in the comments section right now for $100. What device or item did we toss the waffles and chicken in last week? All right, underway here. We're going to light some fires because the clam chowder that we were about to endure here is going to be something you've never seen before and seen it prepared in less than 10 minutes. I've taken some shortcuts. I did. Pardon my silence here, but I'm just going to turn everything up a little bit here. Okay, the burners are underway. That is the test pilot part, and we are underway. What we're going to do, it's a two-part process, this clam chowder. We're going to start off by sautéing our baked potatoes. Now, we've taken the liberty of obviously baking these ahead of time because of time constraints on this show. We have about 25 minutes to produce the best cooking show in the Northern American hemisphere and throughout the world. So what we've done is we've got bacon grease here. Now, bacon is a big portion of this clam chowder. However, not the bacon itself. We use the flavor, the fat content from the bacon, okay? And that's already been done too. We have a skillet here, and what we're gonna do, that we've basically got about a half a cup, that's a lot, of bacon grease, okay? And that is going to be the flavor, but there's no bacon in there. We're going to saute our potatoes into the bacon grease. Now these potatoes are pre-cooked vis-a-vis a baked potato type, and we're going to put those into the skillet. We're going to turn on some heat here, and those are going to, we don't want them to brown here. The secret to this whole soup is we keep everything blonde. You know, they say blondes have more fun. Well, I think that might be true in Chowderland too, because I did this one earlier and I'm going to toss them out. I just want to do a little test market there. That would actually color the chowder. You want this to be as blonde as bleach gets. For you girls that bleach your blonde hair, that's what I'm talking about. This soup will be just blonde white. We don't want any discoloration in this soup whatsoever, which means we have to be very careful and timely. The second part of the sauteing of the vegetables is the onion and the celery. Now, if you notice, there's no much white onion here. We use green onion, and we like the color. Green onion provides obviously a lot of color. White onion in a clam chowder, not so much. Oh, it's time to give some more money away. Hey, if you watched our Wednesday video, if you watched that, I proposed a question. We're going to have a question every Wednesday. I want you to permeate that question in your mind for quite a while. When I say go, I haven't said it yet, you're going to give me the correct answer to a true or false question. We use chicken thighs in our meat for our waffles and chicken. Chicken thigh produces a very good fat content and a good flavor. So we use chicken thigh in our waffles and chicken. True or false? First one who gets that right in the comment section will I say win the $100 bill. We have $200 bills out there floating, and I am looking at the screen. We have a lot of winners on that first one. A lot of people participating in that first one. So in goes the next ingredient, which is going to be the celery and the green onion. I'm going to get you a good picture of that, and I will saute that together. See how that's all incorporating together? Oh my God, that's just beautiful. That's about the right contraction there or I should say breakdown. Now again, I don't want you to worry about, oh my God, were there 3 green onions? Was there 4 celeries? I mean, my God, we don't know. The cookbook is going to explain all of that in detail. But I do want to show you one thing real quick, and that is how we spear cut. Because I was watching my competition, and he's like, okay, folks, you got to do this and this. So I do a lot of this for you beforehand. Again, we just have time constraints here. However, I want to show you the rib celery. I split that into 3s. That's just a rib of celery right off the stalk. We take that in 3s, we keep that together, and we just basically mince that, okay, and into a knife, a good sharp chef knife, and we just mince that like so. That just gives you the idea, and I'm going to put this just on the paper here. But that's the technique. So, not to be outdone by Mr. Stephen Colbert there in his cooking. This is not a real cooking channel. Okay, well this one is, I want to tell you, but he does have 800,000 subscribers. It's a few more than we have right now, but okay, oh well. So we have our clam stock boiling. Now what I did here with our clams, I got our fresh, and there's our clam description there. These are the softest, most juiciest clams you'll ever taste. These are these little neckers, and they come to us. We cook those, and we boil down the broth in which they're cooked. I'm going to go ahead and put a few of those in there now just because. These are so good, they probably have a little sand to them. Yeah, there's nothing like a chowder when you can still bite down and have a little grit. You look up at your partner and say, problem? No, not at all. That's a real clam chowder. Now that doesn't happen very often. You're supposed to go through these clams with each hand and each finger and make sure that there is no grit, or worst case scenario, shell. God forbid we want a shell. So this is sauteing up nicely, as you can see. This is the potato, the green onion, and the celery. We're going to now season this a little bit. We love our Himalayan salt. That's that pink salt that we use. We're going to put just a little bit. Now we don't want to overdo this with the salt because, you know, the clams themselves can be some salty critters themselves. Pepper grinder, we like a little. Now, a lot of people don't like the idea of black pepper, as I just mentioned, in a blonde soup. You're going to see it. I hate white pepper. I just hate it. I don't like the flavor of it. I don't like the taste of it. White pepper is the inner seeding or the meat of the black pepper itself. The black pepper just has a whole different flavor and combustion in your mouth rather than white pepper. So I use black pepper. I'm sorry. You are gonna have some black specks in your white chowder. Some people might say, oh my Lord, is that an ant or is that a bug? No, it's not a bug. It's not an ant. It's not a critter. It is just black pepper. And again, this is just sauteed up together nicely. I'm not gonna brown this. See, I'm not browning it. I'm just nice and cooking. And we're going to go ahead and toss this into our clam stock, bring it back to a boil, and we're going to add roux. Now roux, we've used before, but let's clarify this again. Roux is equal parts butter and something called Wondra. I like Wondra because it's a very soft, milly flour. You can use a lot of different flours, all-purpose. I don't like all-purpose for a lot of reasons. I'll explain that probably later, but this is a Wondra. This leaves no lumps. It's a beautiful combustion and combination of whole butter and flour equal parts. There is about a half a cup of butter in this contraption here. That soup is very hot. We're going to turn that down just a tad here. And another $100 bill. Yes, all right. Enough! I hear you loud and clear. Another $100 bill. What garnish fruit did I top the waffle cone with last week? Remember, I put the chicken and the waffles in the watermelon. I made those waffle cones. I put the waffle cone in the hand. I put the waffle cone mixture. I put my creme fraiche on there, and I put a dab of something as a garnish on that waffle cone. Now, before you start punching buttons, comments, I gotta make sure I get this right because I do get challenged on these. The fourth person who gets this right in the comments section, fourth person who tells me what we garnished the creme fraiche and the waffle cone with will win that exciting $100 bill. All right, now I am ready to put in this is probably the most crucial part of the clam chowder. I am going to put in the celery and the potato and the onion and a little more clam. You can see that oil reach the top of that and you think, oh my God, there's a greasy spoon. It's a greasy spoon. Not really. I hope JB didn't take a jump off the third floor of the desk there. That'd be terrible. Yes, April, he is on your desk eating creme fraiche and bacon and whatever else I can find for him in this. And by the way, another thing I noticed on these cooking shows, they all have these extravagant kitchens, right? You see Martha's Kitchen? My God, been there once. I don't know if that's the same kitchen. I don't think it was. But anyways, all these people have extravagant kitchens. You know what this is? This was, or still is, Dave Wilcox's sales office for Exodus Auto Sales. Can you believe that? This is a desk, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a beautiful kitchen designed and exclusively made for the Steve Henry Cooking Show. Although someday we may bust out a wall and call it a actual kitchen. But for right now, you can see we sell cars out of this office Monday through Saturday up until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is amazing. It really is. Now, what I'm doing here now, after we've incorporated, you can see this almost looks like a chowder, doesn't it? It's getting there. By golly, we're going to put a little bit more roux in there, but we're going to do it step by step, a little bit at a time, because we don't want this too thick. And then the last ingredient will be the heavy cream, kind of like coffee, okay? If you make your own coffee at home, this is kind of like the coffee ingredient here, and then we're going to top it off with a little cream. Now, you don't want a lot of cream, because cream goes fast, and it changes the dynamics of your liquid rather quickly, as you probably have witnessed when you made coffee before. It doesn't take much cream to actually make, there's some more roux. This should have been probably a prettier pot to take that roux in, but it did have to go into the microwave, so to keep warm all day long. Okay, so now you can see this is thickening up to be just the most gorgeous combination. If you can get a good shot of this, this is just beautiful. I mean, this is just absolutely gorgeous, how that just comes together so beautifully. It's still too hot. It's still a little on the warm side, so I'm gonna try to turn that down as low as I possibly can. These burners, by the way, you know, again, we don't have the luxury of a beautiful kitchen where I can just turn that down on 2 and call it even. This is, I don't know what that's down to, but it's down to a flicker. But this is the clam chowder. This is the consistency that we're looking for. If you can see that, look at how clammy that is. Potatoes, and how blonde that has stayed because we sauteed nothing brown. Everything is just incorporated beautifully here. The celery is about 70% al dente, which means there's still a little bit of consistency to the celery. You don't want mush. You want that consistency. Same thing with the potatoes. You don't want mush. You want just a little firmness. We're going to put some color in there. Some people like parsley. For flavor and color, I like a little green onion. This is the very tip of the scallion, and that's going to go in there nicely. We're going to put some more clams. You don't think that has enough clams? Okay, we'll put some more clams in, by golly. We have, they don't call it clam chowder for nothing. That's right. Look at how thick that is. Oh, my God, that's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's enough clams in there for everybody, I think. We're going to have a clam bake, clam party, clam chowder. Everything's here. Okay, now we're going to put some cream in there, let it cool down just a tad. When we come back from a short break, and the break, of course, is going to announce the winners. We have winners, 5 or 6. I think we had almost 7 last week, which is fantastic. I love having $500 or $600 bill winners, and we're going to continue to do that this week. Probably have 3 more, so you want to stick around after the break. We're going to give away 3 more. We're going to put some heavy cream in this thing, and we're going to serve it out. When we come back in about 30 seconds after we name the winners, you're going to see how we're going to present this. So education, New England, yeah, chowder, it's all over the world, actually. Pretty simple in history value there. But the preparation, you saw that. We did the separation of the onions and the celery and the potatoes into a clam broth that we baked or sauteed the clams in, separated the clams from the juice, put the juice back in, thickened it up with something called roux, equal parts butter flour, which will be in the cookbook. All of this will be in the cookbook. And look at that. Oh, my God. That is just before the cream gets added. That's what we're looking at. This is going to serve about 8 people or so. We're going to put it on a 3-person platter here in just a moment, and I'm going to show you how to present it when we come back. We're going to have 3 more giveaways, and we're going to have the winners and announced right after this word. Look out for that left hook. Yeah, look at that, baby. It's shining pretty bright. I know you're looking at that sign. I'm telling you, it was not Fawn's left hook. Okay, here we go. We're going to add some heavy cream. That's what's left to this rendition is the heavy cream. We're going to add that. Now, this cream is basically room temperature, okay? And again, it's like adding your cream to your coffee. You don't need very much, okay? You don't need very much at all. But see how that's going to change the contrast. It's not going to thin it out very much. So if you're looking to, oh my God, I got it too thick, I need to put some cream in there to thin it out. That's not really what's going to happen here. That whipped cream basically melts into this, and it will not act as a thickening agent, loved ones. It will not. Repeat, will not. So you want to make sure you've got the right consistency when you put that cream in. But look at that. Is that not? Oh my God. That is, and I like cream too. I'm just going to put just a tad more, just a tad. And you know, I'm a salt and pepper kind of guy. Although I believe this is going to be salty enough. We're going to go ahead and just sprinkle a little more of that black pepper. We're going to put some flies in there. Somebody put a fly in my soup. No, it's not a fly. It's not a rodent tail. It's a little black pepper. Now we can do some more of that at the table. All right, so this is the last of the cream. I know we're coming up at time constraint. These people love it when I go over 25 minutes, and I believe we're just about there. I got to give some more money away too, but look at that. Okay, so we're here. We are literally here. Now, if you see the presentation portion, look at this. This is our presentation. Okay, now, what we have here is a bread bowl, which San Francisco does all the time. That's nothing really unusual per se, but check this out. Not only do we have the bread bowl, but what goes well with the clam chowder? No, yes. It's crackers. And so check it out. We have a lemon carved out with crackers and the lid there. That goes on a skewer, which opens up the bowl. And so let's have a little shot of how this is done. All right, so don't forget, we have this Wednesday question answer situation, true or false. I'm ready. Let's go, baby, go. I want $100. Who first person? It's the very first person to give me that right one, true or false. We used chicken thigh in that son of a gun. Did we, Don? All right, and let's get back to the presentation portion here. There's the soup. Okay, nothing special about that, really. San Francisco's Fisherman Wharf, they do that, right? They do that all the time. Nothing fancy, nothing special about that. However, as I mentioned, check this out. We put a lemon. We got the top, we got the cap, and then all you got to do is put the crackers on top of that, just like so. And there's your skewer. That's how it's all done. You just toss that away. Bottom line is that is how you serve it. Is that not cool? Everyone has a cracker. Everyone has a lemon. We just put the soup in there, and I'm going to just kind of be kind of careful here, and I'm going to just spoon that out. And so this is a toasted bouillie of sourdough, by the way. You got to toast it, otherwise it'll soggy itself up rather quickly. And again, I'll just do the crackers this way this time, so we'll leave the pretty portion here so you can see how that is done. But isn't that and you can leave it like that too if you want. You could put the crackers back in there. That one's kind of done. So we'll leave that off to the side. But you get the gist of the idea. Is that not the coolest thing? You bring that platter out there, you put your sourdough bouillie in there that's been toasted lightly, you put your soup in there, and people are like, what? Where are my crackers? Well, there's your crackers, and there you lift it up, and there you go. Is that not cool? That's the wow effect that we look for here at the Steve Henry Show that I see on no other cooking channels. I see a great presentation. I see a great preparation. I'm sorry, I don't see a great presentation. I see a great preparation, but I do not see very often, or at all, a presentation. And let me just lift that up again. Get a shot of that. Is that not amazing? The lemon acts as though it is the cracker bowl box. You can, and I wanted to do this, but a lot of people do hot sauce. I'm not a hot sauce kind of guy, but they'll put a little thing of hot sauce. There is an ounce portion of hot sauce that you could stick on that lemon. It's red in color. It would highlight and accentuate that very nicely, but that is cool. You got to admit, that is awesome. All right, so, it's time for another $100 bill. We're falling behind here. I thickened the clam broth up today with something. It was called, I don't remember what it was, $400 for $100. The second person who gets it correct in the column. By the way, man, I don't know how we're going to keep track of that first person there. I guess, thank God for chronological order and thank God for technology. About 27, I'm told, 28 people answered the true or false. So I'll get that one there. That was the first one out of Wednesday's question. That was false. We used chicken breast. for the chicken and waffles. It just, there's a reason for that. We'll talk about that in the cookbook. But nonetheless, let's go back here. I need $100. I'm going to give away $100. What was the thickening agent? I'll show it to you right here. It was equal parts butter and flour, but there's a name for it. There's a name for it. The second person who gets that correct in the comment section will win $100. I know I'm coming up against time constraints, and I'm sorry, I just out of time, but this is the best clam chowder you'll ever taste. I can't wait to try it. It's the best presentation that you'll ever see. And folks, you're the best show on cooking right now. I'm watching everybody, and I tell you what, your participation, they don't have participation like we do. And I just want you to subscribe. I want you to hit that button. If you don't subscribe, you can't win the Jeep. I need to know who you are. You got to subscribe. There's a lot of people out there that are not subscribers hanging on the edge. Go ahead. Do it. Hit that red button, hit that bell, and subscribe, because we need to know who you are. I want to give a Jeep away. And hey, by the way, that red Jeep just before Halloween, oh, I'm going to have so much fun with that one. I can tell you that. Nicole, get better. Everybody else, you're in my prayers, my thoughts every week. I think about how I can raise the bar for you folks. I love you all. I want this to be the biggest success that ever happened. And you're the reason why. It's you. And of course, him who gives us this creativity, who allows this to happen in the first place. Without him, there's nothing. I know the world is wacky. There's so many things going on, but let's hold on to each other, get through this, and we're going to eat well. We're going to eat well, that's for sure. Until next week, by the way, something big is coming. Big, 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 big. I can't say it just right now, but I will say it probably next week. Don't miss next week. I love you all. We'll look forward to seeing you there here on the Steve Henry Show, 4 o'clock live here on Saturdays, every Saturday at 4 o'clock Mountain Time. Next week, don't miss it.